Welcome back into Orange Nation. It's now time to take a look at the spring sports.
Head coach Frank Anderson is readying his troops for the spring campaign. Daniel Hayes has a preview.
The sound of spring. Even in February, it's easy to think about sunnier days and warmer temperatures when you see players on the field at Allie Reynolds Stadium. The 2010 Cowboy baseball season is underway, with a lot of new faces looking to build upon the strong finish in last year's NCAA tournament appearance. Oklahoma State's play at the Clemson Regional wiped out the memory of a poor regular season when the Pokes went only 9-16 in Big 12 play. The Cowboys failed to make the conference's postseason tournament for the first time since the league was formed a decade ago. Preparations for the new season has been slowed by winter weather, something that concerns the Cowboys head coach.
You can hit so much inside and you can do so much inside, but you lose depth perception in there because the walls are, they're right there behind the cages, and you see where when you get out on a normal baseball field, you've got, the depth perception and all the trees and everything behind it and all the stuff that you deal with.
Poor pitching in conference play last season contributed to Oklahoma State's problems a year ago. This season's rotation is bolstered by the return of left-hander Tyler Lyons as one of the weekend starters. Expect junior Thomas Keeling to take over another of the full-time starting jobs. Sophomore Randy McCurry, coming off a 10-save season a year ago, heads up the bullpen. Overall, Coach Anderson thinks the pitching is ahead of the hitting, even with all the new faces on the staff.
In the fall we have quite a few question marks, and we had some new guys, and I think probably pitching-wise they've made some jumps, and that really doesn't affect being inside so much as the hitting part, because you can still throw the same bullpens and the mound's not any farther inside than it is outside, and so I think that probably has made the biggest jump and had the least amount of effect weather-wise on us.
The Cowboys offense lost 3 of its top 4 hitters for average and will need some returning veterans to step up their production at the plate if the team is going to be a factor in the Big 12.
Well, the guys that have been around here, Kevin David and Dean Green and Davis Duran and Mark Ginther, and those guys that have been here before, you would expect them to make a jump. And they're a year older, they've been through it, and so those are the guys, just exactly like the guys that we just lost, those 3 guys you talked about. They made jumps for their second years, and so we expect these guys to make some jumps. And then we got some new kids that before it's all said and done will have a big impact on how we do offensively.
The Cowboys have a good home schedule on tap in 2010, including Big 12 series with Nebraska, Kansas, Texas A&M, and Texas Tech. The Cowboys also have a non-conference game with Bedlam rival Oklahoma, scheduled at Allie Reynolds Stadium on April 13th. Despite the weather forcing the team to practice indoors, Coach Anderson is sure that the improved pitching and experience in the lineup will contribute to the success of the team throughout non-conference play into Big 12 play, where they look to improve on a 9-16 mark last season. For Orange Nation, I'm Daniel Hayes.
Now, from one diamond to another.
The Cowgirls softball season is underway, and Danilyn Welniak caught up with third baseman Mariah Gerhardt.
Okay, so you went to high school at Bonita Vista High School in California, right? Mm-hmm. And you were recruited by a bunch of colleges out there. What made you choose the OSU softball program?
Honestly, I really didn't expect to come here at all. I was pretty much set on San Diego State, and I came here for my visit, and I just fell in love. Like, the town, I wanted something different for college, and so when I came here and I found out about the sports media major, and so that kept my interest. And then when I went to the football game, that was I was like, oh my gosh, because I love football, and that college atmosphere was just something you don't get in San Diego or really, California, unless you go to a big school like USC and stuff, which doesn't have a softball team. So I literally just fell in love when I came here, and I still have no regrets to this day. I wouldn't be anywhere else.
You and your teammates have a pretty tough schedule ahead of you this season, and what did you as a team and what did you individually do in the off-season to prepare for this upcoming season?
Well, we knew that this season, we were going to have a lot tougher schedule, so we already had that mindset. We had to set a standard, and our standard was, basically refusing to lose. Even though we're playing harder teams and we haven't really faced that level, this past weekend playing Michigan, ranked number 4 and LSU at number 19, that was a really good experience for us. And our coach told us, we're babies in that situation. But it's the fact that, we were still so frustrated because we wanted to win. We set that standard of we are going to win.
Okay, well, before we get to our last question, I got to ask you kind of a fun question. What does your coach, or what do you do? Do you have like a pregame ritual or like a pregame song that you listen to?
Well, me personally, I would say I'm always listening to stuff that pumps me up. Basically, anything that I can dance to. I'm the one dancing in the back of the bus, like, yeah, let's go. Like, we're walking off the bus. I think the bus drivers laugh at me every single time because I'm either rapping or I'm just singing. Like, I'm just being ridiculous, just trying to get myself loose. I would say we have a lot of traditions, though, a lot of superstitions. We're a very superstitious team. We're trying to, like, lay off them just a little bit so that we're not, like, freaking out. But I would say we have a lot of rituals before the game, and all of us have our own little superstitions, too, with each other. And you know, whether it's just our handshakes or, you know, our cheer that we do right before the game. So there's a lot of things that we do to pump us up.
So, like, what is your handshake?
Well,
you can't
I would say we have a bunch with each other, like when we go down the line during intros, but I would say mine and Kelsey Anchor is both from the West Coast, and so we West Coast, and then mine and Julie's is ballin', and then I would say there's a bunch of others that we just go around jumping up. It's pretty intense.
So the last question. What are the odds of the Cowgirls placing first in the Big 12, and what do y'all have to do to get there?
Well, like I said, that is our standard right now, so that is our goal. Like, we want to be Big 12 champs. Like, every single game, you know, we play, we're like, we need to play like Big 12 champs. If we want it, then we got to play like it.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for taking the time and coming with us after practice. Good luck this season, and you guys need to make sure that you get a schedule and follow Cowgirl softball.
Thank you.
Well, Tyler, it looks like this spring it's going to be quite exciting with March Madness coming up and baseball and softball. What do you think?
I think that we should expect to see the Cowboys in the Final Four in April. What do you think?
Oh, I would love that. I don't know.
For Robbie Crowder and everybody that's worked here on Orange Nation, we'll see you again in April.